What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. And tonight I'm doing a video, an audio video. I'm just laying down, to be honest. I'm doing an audio video recording, and the video is honestly about a lot. You know what I mean? It's about letting go and allowing the flow. It's also about it was written, Maktub, our whole originality and authenticity. And it's also about just grace and our own inner healing journey throughout life. So basically, what I'm sharing is one, letting go. Like letting go of stuff that didn't work out, relationships, love, disappointments, friendships, you know, jobs, work opportunities, people, strangers, apps, all types of stuff. All types of stuff that you have had to let go. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, you got to turn over the new leaf. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get that it's meant to just let it go, you know? And like, I credit, going vegan a lot because of the mental health improvements that you experience with going vegan. And like, I started to be able to understand more about the whole letting go thing. It's because when you're going vegan, you're becoming healthier and you're becoming more present. You're not overthinking as much about stuff in the past or the future, and like the point I'm making is then like you learn how to stay present. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of passive aggressiveness, getting rid of, you know, just grudges or stuff that didn't work out, stuff that doesn't serve you, that's clouding your mind, all of that. So that's what I'm sharing because especially no matter what, especially the most difficult thing is when, you're pouring your heart out, your heart and soul out and in a relationship or whatever, and they don't want to be with you, no matter what, all different levels. And it's like you got to love yourself so much. You know what I mean? Like, despite everything that you might have been through, that's your only key in light is your own inner truth, your own life, your own love within you. And it's some deep stuff too. And I actually bumped into a brother who was, pushing his YouTube music out. And he had a lot of wisdom, a whole lot of wisdom to share with me, older guy, older brother, and like, it just makes sense about this whole letting go stuff. Because life is really deep. And, that's why like making these videos at nighttime and whatnot is so cool because people are finally getting to go to sleep, they're calming down, going to be quiet, getting ready to sleep, you know. People are in their own zone, their own world. And like throughout the day, most days in this matrix world, guess what? People is going different places, doing stuff, duties, jobs, responsibilities, driving, school, food, everything, and that's all right. I'm just saying, like, us empaths, we love calmness, tranquility, quiet nature. Honestly, that's who we all are in actuality, in original form. It's just much of the world has become desensitized. And ever since, especially I went vegan and began this heightened spiritual awakening movement, I started to become more sensitive as I share in almost all of my videos. That, as well as I don't know everything and I'm not perfect. I'm no saint. I say that in a whole lot of my videos too. But anyways, it becomes a thing. You become more sensitive when you go vegan, and you're learning how to build your strength towards resistance, aka letting go of the resistance. It's just building your own self-love type of force field, of protection, of strength, a magnificent aura. That's what it is. Because you're having, depending on where you're at, you may be interacting with a whole lot of different types of energies. Obviously, the dream plan is to be off on our own remote island, you know? Until then, guess what? We have to face reality. So that's where I'm coming from with all of this, passion in my movement. Because it's true of what I'm speaking about. To be able to surrender all the way, you know, still keeping your integrity, still keeping your truth. And at the same time, it's just embracing the love flow, is what I'm speaking about. Because the love flow, guess what? Is one love. You know what I mean? There's people that stuck really, really hard going back and forth in their ego, way over the line, crossing the line badly. And guess what? They're stuck in that world, facing those unique consequences and situations and scenarios. Then also, there's a love vibration where, guess what? It's oneness. Guess what? It's presence. Guess what? It's, both the, 11:11 type stuff, one-on-one interaction or any kind of interaction. Guess what? It's complete melting of ego, and it's a true surrender. That's why I always bring up nature, because when you go to a big real jungle or a mountainous area, some type of jungle type of area, a for real jungle area, or some type of nature space. And guess what? It's nothing but animals. It's nothing but wildlife. It's ecosystems. So with that being said, there's no type of technology. We are the original technology. Humans, life forms, aliens, whatever you want to call it, animals. Stuff that is here originally. Stuff that is from the universe, God, the creator. Stuff that man didn't make. Man didn't create the Atlantic Ocean. So that's what I'm speaking of. So you connect the dots also with other distractions in the world. The television, the phones, weapons, guns, knives, bombs, toxic stuff, evil stuff. The list goes on too. Drugs, all this stuff goes on. The processed junk foods created in an elaborate, I don't know where they get that stuff from. Sometimes it's like they be getting that evil stuff from Satan himself. I don't know how they come up with some of this stuff. It's still designed to be a disservice to you and to hurt you. I'm speaking from experience of overcoming consuming toxic processed junk food and the wrong type of food for myself every day for 2 decades. On top of, just regular allergy prescription stuff and ADD prescription stuff from a real licensed psychologist, and learning and experiencing and seeing what's up with that. And how do I feel about it? Truthfully, it is what it is. I'm learning to just embrace my truth. I see pharmaceutical stuff helps with symptoms. I see people are doing whatever they're doing. It's just, honestly, most of it, all that drama stuff has nothing to do with me. So that's what is the whole awakening vegan process has been like a shedding process. Like you're shedding out of the cocoon, a caterpillar, shedding out of your skin, to newness. And that's what it's become. And as I'm speaking about stuff that influences us, our traumas, our fears, our worries, just heavy energy, whatever, a lot of it is from the city life too, which we have to take responsibility about that. I'm just saying, like, at the same time, on the most deepest level, like when we're in our own world, when you're finally alone, away even from your spouse or significant other or family, but I'm talking about to where you're finally alone, out in nature or doing whatever, driving on the computer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? When you're alone in your own world, then you start to have a oneness connection with the universe, with yourself, with love, all of that. And you start to realize what's truly matter, what truly matters in the world, in life, in general. And the big thing is love. That's the only thing that continues on in the world, in life, no matter what. Healthy people aren't going to stay stuck about on some stuff that doesn't serve them, on some negative, low vibrational stuff. Healthy people realize this, and that's what I've become. That's why I'm becoming more and more improved upon, because it's becoming present. And anyways, also it's a health improvement for us to do this. For a long time, we're plugged in with distractions on phones, on all the years of schooling and everything and all this stuff, technology, social media. It's a lot of jibber jabber going on. Yes, it's amazing to collaborate. Yes, it's amazing to learn. And also at the same time, a lot of us do have times where we have just externalized our energy to stuff that was not that fun. You know what I mean? So the point I'm making is it's cool to be in universal oneness connection, because that's when you get in your own world, your own zone, you finally are becoming alone, and you're checking your own health. You know what I mean? Your own sanity. And you got to get real with yourself. You're like, hold up now. It's my life. Especially those of us that don't have children or anything, we feel like we still have new levels to climb in life. Of course, that's always. But I'm saying, especially those of us that's young, barely graduated from college type of age, we got to get real with ourselves. And we're like, hold up now. Whose life am I living? Who am I? This and that. And for me personally, I'm like, hey, I had to get real with myself. I'm getting real with myself, learning myself. When I started to learn, hey, I'm here to live a long life. It was written. So, guess what? You're alone right now. guess what? You still have a plan and intentions and desires and dreams and plans to have a family, to have children, a child, to have a spouse, a woman that's going to be there with you for the long run throughout your 90s, a real one. And guess what? Focus on the present. You're alone. You still have a lot of life to live and climb. And you're still focusing on a certain vision and dream to manifest. So don't give up on it. Keep the faith alive and learn. And guess what? You will manifest that level and that dream and that plan. And guess what? You're going to keep living your life of learning and growing and achieving new levels and new manifestation dreams. Just don't overwhelm yourself. Accomplish this simple level first. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't try to do all of the levels and goals at once. And that's something I'm realizing and learning about my own mental health, for my own mental health's sake. Because yes, in the Matrix, guess what? There's music that's destroying the planet with lyrics with nothing but destruction, with nothing but low vibrational content, 440 hertz. It's not family music. So guess what? Tons of distractions. You have to learn how to be an alchemist and be in your own world and not get too serious about various energies that may not be serving you. And what I learned is, guess what? The TV, I threw that out. I stopped watching it. I threw it out, away. The social media stuff, I had to simplify who I was following. I had to let go of everybody, honestly, to find my own self and to connect with those who were choosing me and those who I'm learning from and are older than me that I am inspired by and in alignment as well. Also, I learned people, interactions, clutter, stuff, all that stuff. We learn to just simplify it all. This is the point I'm making. And you ask yourself what really matters. And the point I'm making is, guess what? Ultimately, you still do have these dreams and plans and visions and desires. Guess what? Maybe it hasn't happened yet. And it isn't there yet. And maybe you had a few bumps in the road, a few hiccups. But deep down, you know you're worthy of it. Deep down, you know you can get it and you will get it. Deep down, you know to be patient. Deep down, you know you have the grace of the universe's love within you. So don't give up and do this other foolish stuff that they want you to do. Hear yourself and heal yourself. You know how to make yourself happy internally. And I guess that's something I picked up on because I was like, wow, this is some deep stuff about the whole mirror of life and everything, of it being real, because it's starting to understand it more in a real way, getting our sanity right. You know, people talk about simulation this, simulation that. Cool. And at the same time, nature reminds us that nature is real and this is real life. So not to just brush by taking it for granted, thinking people are robots. They're already trying to turn people into robots. I'm saying, yo, keep your originality. And the point I'm making is just ultimately, when we're all in our own inner world and we still haven't fulfilled certain stuff, you know, we're doing our own work and we have our own plans, our own aspirations, our own dreams, our own desires, this and that. Guess what? That's healthy. We're supposed to have that all throughout our entire life. Life is supposed to be like a honestly like a never-ending Mario Kart game. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about that as in like, you know, it's always different levels and checkpoints and stuff. It's not just the same old, same old. I don't know it all. I'm just saying what feels great, what feels magical, what feels worth it is a life of constant progression and evolution, truly. And I started to connect the dots first and foremost with just the food and noticing the patterns and signs in my life. Certain environments, certain a lifestyle, school, jobs, you know, stuff of control where you know there's more to life deep down within. You've seen it, glimpses. You might have experienced glimpses. So post school is when a lot of this stuff starts to hit deep. And the point I'm making is like people who you're inspired by who may be a lot older than you and they're real though, you realize that they're strong and that they probably were in the same position as you just in a different way. And guess what? They were one of the few that actually held on to their own faith and love within them, you know, their own grace and didn't give up on themselves. And guess what? Their visions and dreams and plans blossomed. You know, now they're doing other stuff, even better stuff, more stuff, you know, new levels. So don't confuse it with someone else's story that isn't inspiring, that is all ego, that's extremely negative and ridiculously toxic and doesn't serve you. You know, it's real, y'all. Focus on your inner world, that inner calmness. Love is the last hope for humanity. For real. To the point of realizing, to the point of having so little and have gone through so much and to be alone. You learn so much about yourself and you connect so many dots about how powerful of a position you are in. That's what I realize every day. I'm like, wow, guess what, Sky? I am in a supremely powerful position personally. And it's some deep stuff. Checking your own inner well-being. I'm realizing every day, wow, I'm so grateful of this power I'm realizing I have. I'm not better. I'm not worse. I'm me. I'm good enough. I'm becoming a better me in this present moment. Who I am uniquely. And when we're zoning in on ourselves and we can feel ourselves level up, that's the most exciting thing. Because guess what? You're not able to be anybody else. You're not going to be me. I'm me. There is no other me. There's nobody like me. ever. And the same goes for the real ones listening. You too. This is our power. Realizing the simple stuff. That's probably why they say when needing nothing brings you everything. At the end of the day, listen to your heart. Follow your heart. Don't ever let anyone try to discourage you from feeling at peace with your heart, truly. Don't feel like you need to be tough. Don't feel like, you're not able to be just tranquil within. Don't feel like you need to sell out. Focus on your own inner authenticity, your own inner well-being, and that harmony that you have, and the position you're in, and your current status of what you're going through, of what you have aligned. It's some deep stuff. It's some very deep stuff. And at the same time, I'm on to something. So I've learned, let go. I've shared videos. Me doing YouTube videos has been helping me to let go. So I'm glad I've been doing it, because many times in this world, especially when you're awakening, going vegan and stuff, you're going through a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's thrilling. And at the same time, you still have that strong faith and deep conviction to realize, hey, I'm on grace and I'm strong without fear. And just reminding ourselves to remember this and to keep this prominent within us is what has been helping me to calm down, to heal, to relax, to breathe. Love stuff that didn't work out with me? Cool. I put everything out, my heart and soul. It's in the past. I have to let go. It takes a stronger man and a stronger woman to do that, as well as surrender. Because a lot that may be going in your mind is a lot of chatter, a lot of overthinking, a lot of toxic thoughts, a lot of other people's voices and distractions out there. And guess what? Deep down, the more you heal and progress and evolve, guess what? You learn that deep down, and you have faith deep down, and you can see down the line your dreams manifesting, your plans manifesting, stuff working in your favor, stuff working out. So it's like a wake-up call of what side you're choosing. The heart, the ego, obviously it's a part of us, but I'm saying, like, how are you going to ride on this passage ride, the journey, the voyage of life? My mentor, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, brings up the metaphor of, do you want to be on the bus? Do you want to be on one side, on the side where it's just dark and gloomy and cloudy and, just toxic vibes, evil vibes, nasty vibes? Or do you want to be on the other side where it's sunny, there's green grass and nature and just life to the fullest? It's a higher vibration. And that's something I have begun to understand. That I'm choosing to be the hero of my story. It's some deep stuff. It's some very deep stuff. And at the same time, believing in yourself, your own well-being, your own happiness. That's why I ask the universe, and I'm asking the universe for happiness every day. Because that's the truth. When you have something, a burning, beating passion within you, inner voice, a calling, an angel, a whisper, love, whatever you want to call it, you got to get real with yourself. And you're like, hey, I'm not going to take the easy way out. Hey, I'm living my life. Hey, I can be someone. I am someone. Hey, I'm in a powerful position. It's just the consistency, the drive, the willpower. That's why I always use that metaphor, that picture of putting all different types of people out in a nature space, a jungle, a forest, or whatever type of area. The Niagara Falls, a waterfall, a canyon, a volcano, mountains, somewhere off the grid, the island, something like that. And you strip all these layers of illusion off. You take your badge off. You take your guns off. You take your knife off. You take your pepper spray, your mace. You get rid of your cigarettes. You get rid of money. You get rid of your keys for your car. You ain't got nothing on you. I'm talking about to the point where it's just you and your little tiki hut, tiki skirt, and board shorts and shirt. And guess what? Everybody of all types of people, so-called law enforcement, so-called authority, so-called police, so-called bank tellers, so-called gym enthusiasts and personal trainers and military soldiers and bus drivers and gangbangers and doctors and teachers, all types of people, all these different illusions, labels, occupations. And guess what? You bring them all out. That's personally what I'm speaking about, me having retreats in the long run, as intentions that I have to manifest by keeping this alive in the present, of having retreats like this, where we let go of that stuff. And you know what's so beautiful about those camps and stuff like that, nature retreats and stuff like this, is because you see the truth of life, of the planet. Just a deep truth, not all of it. I'm just saying a main big truth of love, of surrender, of oneness, of equality, of peace, of harmony, you know? It's that. Because when you're out in nature, guess what? You're not thinking about a gun growing from a tree. You're not thinking about a knife growing from a tree. And also in your most relaxed state of being as well, you're not thinking about going to kill an animal or anything, to be honest. In the most chillest, calmest state of being, of visualization in the wilderness, in nature, you realize, wow, how amazing and awesome and peaceful is it just to stroll through all of these different plants and everything in the Amazon or wherever. Different fruits, vegetables, herbs, all types of stuff. That makes sense. That's my divine connection. That's the divine nature God connection I have. And you're like, wow, it does make sense. We are living amongst the illusion world. Like fast food. Like all these billboards. Like even social media and all this stuff. We're bombarded. It's a great tool. I'm just saying at the end of the day, we always have to reconnect. So anyways, I'm just sharing this with y'all. Some good visualization. I'm walking you all through what I'm going through. What I'm saying, what I'm sharing, what I'm visualizing. And it's about connecting with ourselves. Realizing one love. In the whole understanding, and overstanding. It's some deep stuff. It's still liberating though. The truth is realized. It's felt. It's underneath. It's oneness. So anyways, y'all have a great night. Thank you for all the messages, all the great love, all the great comments, everything. Thank you for everything. You know, I'm always work in progress. And at the same time, you know, I'm very passionate and excited to manifest some big stuff and to live a life full of leveling up and manifestations. So anyways, one love. I'm keeping the peace within. I'm letting go of stuff that doesn't serve me. I'm realizing that I have information from lessons, and I'm in the process of turning it into blessings and applying it to become wise by ultimately trusting the signs, connecting the dots with patterns, and cultivating and building the inner peace and love within. It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live